some people, I'm not talking about all Republicans, I'm not talking about everybody on the right, but there are some people that there really isn't a middle ground
at all.
What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to the Elephant in the Room, EITR. I am joined by three of my very best friends. Say what's up, everybody. How you doing, OP?
I'm good. Life is good.
How you doing, B?
To say the least.
As the Mandem say, grind.
That shit gets me weak every time. I don't know why. It really does.
Right.
How you doing, Will?
Cooling, man. Cooling.
All right, guys, gentlemen. Three black-ass men. We have something very important to talk about today.
We do.
That BS at the Capitol. Holy cow. So, OP, man, what were you doing? Like, I feel like it was one of them moments that you had to have known, right? Like one of the moments that you knew this was a big ass deal. Like, what was your like initial reactions to like the whole event?
I was at the gym at the time, and I had seen the speeches that Trump and Trump Jr. and Rudy Giuliani had given. And just from the rhetoric that they were spewing, I just knew that yesterday, Wednesday, the 6th was not going to end peacefully at all. Like they've been planning it for a while, but I just knew just the things that they were saying, we'll dive into it a little bit later, but just the things that they were saying and the kind of energy that they were giving off made it seem as though it was going to be a long day. I didn't think it'd go this far, but it was pretty crazy what they were saying.
Damn, yeah, I feel like that's like the vibes for like a lot of people be.
Yo, what's actually funny about that is I called Oren and he was like, yo, I'm at the gym. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna call you later. And then I called my homie Hassan and we were literally sitting there like watching this shit. Like we see motherfucking riot shields just like, like a riot shield. That's what I've seen in Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Like I see that in Call of Duty and be like, damn, those are hard. But like, I really had that shit, bro. These guys were preaching America first. America's the greatest country ever. How can you say that and then do that bullshit? How can you honestly say that you're for America and then you pull that bullshit? I don't like these people are ass backwards, bro. That doesn't make no sense. How the fuck do you go into a government building and wreak havoc like that? And then you call black people barbaric and monkeys and all this shit. They're animals, they're wild animals, but were we the ones in there?
Right. No.
There were a select few.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. Yeah, there were a few FBLM. Yeah.
Nah, but I saw a dude in a Montclair jacket and off-white Prestos. You cannot tell me he was not scamming in there.
That boy,
you can't tell me he didn't have a card shift reader. Yeah, he was looking to hit a lick for sure.
That boy said, I'm coming in for the real checks and balances type shit. Said, I'm pulling up.
I was seeing a lot of brothers. I was seeing a lot of mixed brothers that were clearly raised by white moms. Seeing a lot. Yeah. This is why black men have to stay in the family. Straight up.
Crazy, man.
Will, man, when you like saw the news, did you what was your initial reaction to it?
I was at the crib, right? I was playing 2K, halftime. I'm on social media. I'm like, this shit can't be real. Like they gonna de-escalate this at some point, right? They ain't gonna let this go far. I'm like what OP said. I'm like, this is not gonna go far. Then as we get further throughout the day, I'm like, yo. And then that's when I really started to think about the double standard shit that we're going to get into. That really gets the blood boiling a little bit.
It's like, it was crazy to me. Like the fact that we all remember this shit. OP, man, it's reminding us of a very special day for real.
Yeah. No, I was saying before we got on that this is something that can be remembered in the same light as 9/11. It's a super monumental day in American history. And it's not even like it was done on American soil by foreigners. It's done by our own people.
Domestic terrorism.
Domestic terrorists, man.
Like, yo, I just got to say this one thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I have a plethora of Muslim friends, right? And I have seen and heard some disgusting things where people judge Muslims, call them terrorists, towel heads, all these crazy names. And they are some of the, if you really look into the culture of Muslims, like in their whole religion stuff, they preach peace. Now, once again, if you want to be honest right now, okay, and you guys can disagree with me, or we can really be honest with what really happened. That those actions yesterday were by the radical right wing extremists. Like those were the you know the my daughter can't date that nigger, like those type of people. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like them. And a lot of people who voted for this clown, because he is a clown, bro. Like if you go down the history books, like he's a clown. I don't care. A lot of y'all that voted, bro, when they say Trump supporters and you said that, yeah, I supported him, I voted for him, you're kind of aligned with them. Like,
kind of.
like let's be honest, and let's be honest, man. A lot of y'all did a lot of bitching about you guys don't respect their president, you guys don't do this, and you guys don't know that he sacrificed so much to be our president. Yo, I remember back in the day, like about my freshman year in high school, I saw white kids calling Barack Obama a terrorist and that he wasn't American and that he wasn't born here. But did you see us doing that bullshit? No.
We just called him a clown. We call it for how we see it.
Yeah. We just knew that you were mad that a dude named Barack Hussein Obama was the president, and you were mad. You were mad because it wasn't what you were used to. So just call it how it is, bro. Like you guys want to say like Obama's this, Obama's that. Yo, what is this guy? What is he then?
Facts.
And you tell me to respect this, bro? Like you guys didn't respect Obama for 8 years. Y'all are telling me to respect this man now?
Facts though, because it's like I feel like what was not exactly getting lost in all this. I feel like a lot of people are talking about it actually. It's just the hypocrisy of it all, you know? Like the hypocrisy of especially the juxtaposition of what was happening over the summer versus what's happening now. The same people that were saying, because like when you were talking, B, like what would we do in these kind of situations? We rioted this summer. We did our due diligence according to our rights as an American citizen. We protested in the streets.
And yo, Josh, can I give you your flowers real quick? Let me tell you something, bro. A real true protester is Josh, a person that not only went day in and day out to march every single day, but also helped with some legislation for Columbus. You know what I'm saying? Like Josh didn't throw fits. He didn't break shit. He didn't do nothing. He just silently protested for black people who are being killed unjustly by police. See, there's a difference between you dumb fucks. We weren't marching because our president lost an election. We one day when we saw that Joe Biden won, right? But they announced that he was a winner. I was clowning, I was trolling because I thought it was mad funny because a lot of y'all were saying stop the count and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I was trolling heavy. But then I saw a post from somebody who said, yeah, our president lost, but you don't see any burnt cities to the ground. You don't see any riots. It's just America. Don't you feel stupid now for posting that bullshit? Don't you feel dumb? Now, all because
White
it was
House. The fucking White House.
The thing is that I don't understand. There's so many examples of this happening throughout history that it's so obvious to me. I don't see why more people don't see it. Literally, this is how extremist groups rise. They start and everybody, moderates, liberals, even your close to the center right people, they clown them, right? The initial reaction is, oh, Donald Trump, he's a joke. Who cares, right? And then they start getting power and it's whatever. This is America. This will never happen in America. How would this ever happen? This is America, et cetera, et cetera. And we just keep clowning them. We keep not taking these people seriously until they force our hand, right? Yeah. And it's almost one of those weird kind of side effects of being in a hyper tolerant society is that we take these very destructive opinions and we try to act like they're okay. You know, we try to, like, the rhetoric of keep the foreigners out of our country, the rhetoric of every even destructive thing is just an opinion. It's very toxic. And until we really realize that these people aren't just dumb, they're dangerous. They literally are so emboldened. Dude, I was flustered about even going to a freaking Target, let alone these people that are storming the Capitol building itself. And even today, all I see on social media are people saying how, oh, well, that's just, we're Republicans, we're not them. they're a minority. They're the 1 or 2% of Americans. They just don't get it. We're not like them. This isn't America. This isn't us. Oh yeah, it is. Oh yes, the heck it is. And we're seeing it. What more do we need to see for us to realize that this is a problem? The Donald Trumps of the world, the people that follow him, they are an issue. And I don't want to go too OD, but I'm just telling you guys, if you look at history, if you look at I'm not going to name any specific political parties, but there is one that is from Germany and did a lot of stuff in the 40s and 30s. When they were on their rise, they were seen the exact same way. They were seen as stupid. They were seen as, what do you mean the Jews? That makes no sense. What are you talking about? If you look at all the publications, they were roasting this man until he had his own political party, until they started winning elections, until they started consolidating power, until you have a sitting president that wants to freaking not accept the results of an election.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You get me, fam.
And it's scary because, someone like Trump that is so abrasive, he's easy to make fun of, but he is the starting point for someone that is way more well-groomed and has way better PR skills with the same ideologies, if not worse, that can waltz in and do exactly what you're talking about. And that's the scariest part, is because Donald Trump has been a catalyst. It's not like this hate isn't new, right?
Mm-mm.
This hate has always been here. But Donald Trump is the catalyst in 4 years' time of that hatred, to the point of what we've seen spill over yesterday. Like I was saying with Rudy Giuliani and all that stuff before all of that that took place at the Capitol. Rudy Giuliani was really saying he wants a trial by combat. Donald Trump Jr. was saying that anybody that opposes Donald Trump is an enemy of the people, and they'll have a good time finding them. Like, that's the kind of rhetoric, that's the scary totalitarianism type of rhetoric that people are trying to refute, that they're saying, oh, he's not that bad of a person. Well, what is he saying? What do those things mean? What do we think his followers think? And that's
he really said that?
He said that, yes. And that's the scariest part of all of this.
Wow.
That these people are
We'll
overlooking
find
all
them.
of this. That's the scariest part, is that they're overlooking all of this, and that there's people that are so brainwashed into believing that, with this whole election, we saw a massive turnout from the Latinos for Donald Trump. Right. And the reason why is because they're scared of communism. They're scared of socialism, because they ran away from the countries that they came from to escape that. Right. So they're voting for Donald Trump because QAnon has told them that Joe Biden or somebody or AOC are going to bring that to America. But the things that we've heard Donald Trump say about his opposition is exactly that. That's the scariest part, is they don't even realize it. That is what's truly frightening. Right. And we're heading in that same direction.
I think they don't realize it because of the way he presents it. And what I'm saying that is this. He says, if you abide by the rules and you come here legally, we will accept you and all this other shit. But they forget that he also has said things like, get that son of a bitch off the field, peacefully protesting, kneeling. I understand that people think it's like disgraceful, but like, yo, picture this. Picture you are someone, or the people that you've been aligned with have been treated as second-class citizens, no matter if it's happened to you or not. It's happening. Once again, all because it's not happening to you directly does not mean it's not happening. And the thing about that is, there are people who genuinely feel that their lives don't matter on the account of what they see, what they've experienced, and what they know. So I don't blame someone like Kaepernick taking a knee because he's seeing unjustly things happen. Like, that's it woke you, and it pissed all y'all off for what? Like, you guys should be mad that people are dying unjustly in these streets, white and black. It's just that black people are dying at a higher rate. Of course, white people are the majority, and there's more of y'all. But at the same time, y'all still dying too. Like, I don't understand why we can't band together for police reform together. If y'all are, Trump's excuse was, well, white people died more at the hands of cops anyway, so I don't know what they're talking about. Like, he literally said that. He used that as an excuse. And then people that I've talked to use that as an excuse as well. And it's the most idiotic excuse I've ever heard in my entire life, to justify, oh, well, white people die too, so it's cool. Fuck is you talking about, bro? These people are supposed to protect and serve, not kill and then serve.
Yeah. Because it was like, yesterday was OD for Trump supporters. It was crazy. But we kind of seen a glimpse of it during the debate when, Trump had the alley-oop to shun extremists and white supremacist groups, and he did not do it. So now when he says, stand back and stand by, those people are seeing that their president is no longer going to be president. There's no more standing by. And that is the result of yesterday. It's crazy.
And Willie, to backpack off that, bro, I'm going to keep it a whole 100 right now. Trump literally had just the chance to even fake it. And he didn't. Like, I was literally thinking, bro, this guy could really tear Joe Biden up right now in this debate. If he doesn't talk over him, if he sticks to the facts, if he calls him out for his shit, he could literally destroy him to the point where people are just like, wow, we lost. He didn't. You got to watch how you're speaking when you have this political stance. You got to watch how you talk. You really do.
I don't know if you guys have seen The Boys on Amazon Prime, right? So the one character in that, Stormfront, she told another character, Homelander, who's basically Superman in that, if you really want to get the people on your side, you have to get their emotions swayed so you can get soldiers and not voters. And that's basically what Donald Trump has been doing this whole time. And he's been marinating these people and feeding them bullshit and feeding them emotions. Because, a good voter is going to vote logically and understand, what needs to be done so that way their community can be helped and what the country needs. The ignorant, I don't want to say fully ignorant, but the voters who don't know what they're doing are swayed by emotions. And that's exactly what Donald Trump did to cause what happened yesterday.
For me, at least, it took the spotlight, honestly, off of Donald Trump, and it really put the spotlight on Trump supporters, yo. Mm-hmm. Has this changed your opinion on, Trump voters specifically?
No. And it hasn't because, like I was saying before, he has been this catalyst for just white rage in this country. There's no other thing. It's white rage. It's angry white people. They want what was in the past to be back. They want complete control, right? Mm-hmm. And we've seen that even 2 years ago. Was it 2 years, 1 year ago? Charlottesville, Virginia. These white men had the audacity. They were bold enough to march by the hundreds to whatever school it is that's there, yelling blood and soil, Jews will not replace us. This is they had the audacity to say those things, right? I know what a supporter looks like. I know you can't, to me, you can't hear the things that this guy says and look at the people he emboldens and still say that you're a good person and that you I can support him and still be a good person. Look at what he fuels. It's not possible. You can't, right. There's nothing good that comes from this man. We've seen nothing good. Yeah. And if you can't see that, then you obviously aren't, you obviously are trying not to, you're trying to see everything but it, because for some reason in your own subconscious, you don't want to face it, but it's right there. It's obvious and it's self-evident. And
so what do you think, what do you guys think that these people were actually marching for? Because I feel if you ask them, right, what they were saying when the interviews I was listening to, it was a lot of, they're stealing the election from us. It's a lot of, I was hearing a lot of them say things like they're taking away our liberties, things like that. But honestly, personally, I feel that's more of a front. I don't think that's what they're actually marching for. What do you guys think they're marching for? I don't think it's that.
I think, to keep it a bean, I think it's majority because of the election. It's really about that. I think because they're not getting their way, and their leader is not getting their way, and their leader is throwing a huge bitch fit. They're throwing fits too. It's clear.
I disagree.
Example. I feel you. But hold on. It's a clear example of, wow, he's mad, so we should be mad too. Bro, when Trump speaks, people follow. They do. And that's his power. He literally has a stance where when he speaks, people are I love him. And they can't even really tell you why they gave you some bullshit. He's just America first. Yo, no American was proud yesterday. I'm just we were the laughing stock of the world yesterday. We were the Turkey president literally spoke out and said, yo, all my Turkish people that are in America, just stay away. This he was literally trying to give them advice about what to do. The Turkey president.
And to piggyback off of that, the only thing I disagree with you on, B, is that, they saw the election as an excuse to do what OP commented on was white rage. They saw an opportunity to try to be absolutely white yesterday. Like, that's all they wanted to do. They wanted to show that they were still superior.
Let me ask you this though. Do you think that if he would have won the election, that would have happened?
No. But that's
Okay.
what comes with the territory of democracy. Everybody
Mhm.
knows if the person that you vote for don't win, you take the L, you keep it pushing, and you wait for your next candidate to come around. The Trump supporters yesterday saw an opportunity to show white rage, bro. And the fact that they breached the White House, the capital of the United States of America, is insane.
I think it's a few things, Josh.
The thing that gave it away for me was those Confederate flags, guys. Like those, you can't sleep on the fact that they were literally tearing down American flags, putting up Confederate flags or Trump banners. I have said this since the beginning. Donald Trump, he's really not even a person to these people. He's more of a symbol, right? Like the way that he got his start in politics was his staunch defense of a strong border, essentially keeping the immigrants out, and a lot of people latched onto that. I remember they were saying the Democrats, they didn't care about that issue enough, even though Donald Trump's solution, the wall, was just factually wrong. Like people don't even come over that border as often as he thought, right? Just the fact that he was giving a shit about it is what people latched onto. Just that symbol of isolation, that symbol of these people are replacing us, like OP was saying earlier, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that they thought that this guy was going to be their champion. And the fact that he lost, I feel like they thought that they were losing what they thought they were gaining. What they thought they were gaining was, at least someone in the White House that felt that same feeling of there's too many brown people here, there's too many black people, my daughter's doing the WAP, I don't like it, and they just get pissed. And the fact that Donald Trump isn't there anymore, that's what really set this off. But I'd still say that the whole he lost the election thing, I think that's just a surface thing. I think this is some Confederate backlash, guys, and I'm gonna keep it.
I agree. I think to a certain extent it is that they stole this from us, because some people genuinely do believe that they stole this from us. And another part of it, I think, is since they stole it, we're going to do whatever we want because we are white and we can do whatever we want in this world with impunity. And yesterday was a showcasing of that, right? Because those black people can go and do that in the streets in the summer, but the police aren't going to have that. But when we pull up, they're going to open the gates for us, and we're going to march our way up into that Capitol building, and we're going to do what we want, and we're going to take pictures. We're going to be in Nancy Pelosi's computer. We're going to bring a Confederate flag into a building that they literally is like the opposite of what this country is supposed to be, right? Those people literally seceded from this nation, should never even take place in that office, should never be there. They had Confederate flags, they had Nazi flags, they had Camp Auschwitz sweaters. They just wanted to show that they can do what they want with impunity. They wanted to prove that despite anything that you guys do, we are going to fight it and we're going to get away with it. And they got away with it. They got away with murder yesterday.
I can see the point and like the underlining point in that, where it's like, well, we're white, they're not going to kill us. That history has shown that that's true.
Even then, though, even with that implied point, the government has always tried to make a point of, no, we don't see color or any of that bullshit that they've always tried to feed us. Although we knew that they were wrong about it, we know that there's obviously, people who think that, the white race is superior. But yesterday made us look vulnerable. It made us look chaotic, and we lacked structure. And that's why the president of Turkey had said what he said. He's like, yo, don't go over there. Every country's flawed. Every place has their dangers. But them niggas over there, they need to get their shit together. That's what we looked like yesterday.
America looks like a trailer park, dude. It's
facts. I feel like this whole year, like whether it's this protest or our protest, what is painfully obvious to me, even though that protesting is supposedly like a core belief in the American system, whatever, we really police, whether it's the police, whether it's the National Guard, whether it's Congress, we really have no freaking plan when it comes to when people protest. When it was people protesting in the streets, they went completely OD. When it was people literally protesting inside of the Capitol building, while senators were in there, they went completely lackadaisical. They didn't do anything. They literally let them waltz in.
There's no contingency plan.
There's no There's no consistency. I feel like I'm an NBA player when the refs are just like we don't know. Like they're calling hard fouls on us. They're not letting the other team do anything. So now as a player, I'm just in here frustrated. Like I don't even know what to do with these refs. Like what am I supposed to do here?
Josh, let me actually say one thing about what you just said. I kind of feel like when the police brutality, Black Lives Matter things were going on in the summer, I kind of felt like people like you, that were really out there marching and speaking up for people that, don't really have that voice. I kind of feel like other people went in there to take advantage of something that was really beautiful in the summer. I kind of feel like a lot of dumb fucks really associate the dummies that really went in there looting shit for no fucking reason with guys like you. Now, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't believe in none of that little George Soros funds BLM, or I don't subscribe to any leader, my nigga. Look at me.
$0.
I don't, yeah.
Right.
I didn't get
I'm still broke.
any money for marching in the summer. I got nothing. So shut the fuck up about that.
Mhm.
Please shut the fuck up. None of us got money, bro. All because you're thinking that, my life matters too. It does. But right now, we were speaking on Black lives because we were seeing people since summer 16, damn near. Even before that, obviously, but like since summer 16, where there was a plethora of names just dying almost every week. And then you want to come in here and then say, well, you guys were riding just like this too. No, we weren't.
Let's keep
No,
it a
we
bean.
weren't.
Let's keep
No,
it
we
a bean.
weren't.
You get a whole coalition. You get a whole coalition of
niggas,
black
bro.
and brown folks that try to storm the White House, the U.S. Capitol. I shit you not. There will be snipers on buildings executing every last one of us, picking us off one by one.
Yo, there was a sniper. There were snipers in Columbus. I literally was, bro. I was literally like, wow. Like I zoomed in. I had it on my phone, bro. There was a man with a rifle right there on the top of the building. I'm like, for what?
And
just in case we got in. Just in case we got in. And
right.
and what they got in. The other, like, you know what I'm saying? So
you tell me a regular Joe Schmo can sit at Nancy Pelosi's computer at the White
House.
How
does that happen?
And take her mail and go home with her mail and leave with her actual mail.
That's what I'm saying. So OP, I just want to ask you this really quick, bro.
Yeah,
I want to get your opinion on this because I know a lot of people are probably thinking about this. What would you say the difference is between the protests over the summer, the BLM protests against police brutality and for police reform, versus this protest at the Capitol?
Well, the protest at BLM is actually founded. Someone died. Multiple people died. We have video footage of someone losing their life. George Floyd. We have a video of someone having their neck sat on for in excess of 7 minutes, and
the real
life
quick.
And the hold on 1 second. And the life leaving their body. Right. That's the difference. We have an election. We have a literal election where the votes were counted not once, twice, 3 times. The votes were counted. We have proof that this is a fair election, and you guys still lost and you want to throw a tantrum. That's the difference, is that one is fair and the other one, there's an unfounded reason for someone losing their life. That's the difference. That one reason to riot, one not to riot. That's what the difference is.
OP also, I just wanted to add to your point about that, where with the George Floyd situation, people wanted to bring up past shit where he was a criminal and things like that, and wanted to use that as a way of, well, he didn't deserve to live anyways. And then people also wanted to throw in, well, he was high, he was on drugs. So
doesn't matter.
Police have training to make a proper arrest, get them to the jail, get them booked. This is what their job is. The best sign I ever saw was, did nobody tell your scary ass to be a cop? If you out here just gonna kill people based off of the way they look and what their record is and all that bullshit, what happened yesterday shouldn't have fucking happened, because it shows immaturity on our system of fucking democracy. It shows that there's also one side who has one incentive and one goal, and that's just to bring white supremacy back. And that's what I saw yesterday.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna keep it a beat. My fault. Go ahead, Josh.
Go for it. No, go for it. B.
And Willie, you're right, bro. Like you're rolling in there with Confederate flags. That's all I need to know. Like a lot of y'all gotta really look in the mirror and be like, yo, do I align myself with these people? Even though I may be, on the right, but I'm not far right. It doesn't matter, bro, because a lot of you guys wanted to put on us that, yo, you guys are rioters too. You guys are looters too. Bro, we never looted nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys put that on us. So why can't we put this on you?
Right.
Keep it a spade, bro. Like, come on, let's be real. Like,
right. Because I feel like another thing is like, you know, those protests over the summer, like that was a worldwide, that was literally the biggest protest in the history of the freaking planet. Okay. We had the world behind us. Okay. The world is not behind those Trump supporters. They are laughing at those people. And I think what it really speaks to, guys, for real, what the difference is that, and this is going to be kind of controversial, some things are right and some things are just wrong. In America today, everything is an opinion, I'm telling you. When the BLM marches were happening, it was a lot of, oh, well, this is just my opinion on it. This is my opinion on it. I don't support them, but that's just my opinion, et cetera, et cetera. No, the difference between this protest and the BLM protest is that the BLM protest, as OP was saying, was justified. It was correct. We should have done it. And to just put it plainly, these people that stormed the Capitol, they were wrong and they should not have done it. What they did, their actions were they weren't justified. They simply were not justified. This man lost the election and you're mad about it. And that gave you enough justification in your head to storm the Capitol? No, we're not even going to debate this. You're wrong. And I know I think they said after the protest, they made a total of 68 arrests, right? Which is a decent amount, but there were thousands of people that were so emboldened, as OP were saying, they were literally taking selfies while committing a crime.
With police, by the way.
So let me ask you this.
4 people died yesterday.
Let me ask you this, B. Let me ask you this. So, like, how do you feel about the police reaction to this assault on our Capitol?
The police that were taking selfies have to be fired tomorrow. They have to be fired, like, expeditiously, bro. Because when there were black people literally trying to speak to police while they were all halted up, you know what I'm saying? It was, you know what I'm saying? It was that pepper spray in your eyes. You know how many homies that I know were pepper sprayed during that march for no reason? Just getting beat up, beat on. And all of you guys were saying, oh, well, if you align yourself with this, then I have no respect for you. You guys gave a fuck about small businesses more than human lives. Right. These guys can recover. They can get that money back. It's called insurance, stupid bitch. It's called insurance.
True.
They can get that back. I can't get my life back. I can't get my life back, bro. Fuck is you talking about, man?
Just speaking of like stupid life. Just speaking of life in general, Will, I'm gonna ask you this question, man. You gotta be yourself when I ask you this question, okay? But don't be too wild, man. How do you feel about that lady that got shot at the Capitol?
I don't give a fuck.
I think she put herself. I live my life by a motto of no room for error. That's including survival. Don't put yourself in that situation, and you still have your life today.
Interesting.
Hey, you died for Donald Trump. Just know.
You died for Donald Trump. You died due to conforming to idiocracy.
You died because a man lost an election. How stupid is that?
She don't deserve to lose her life, but her actions gave her what she deserved.
So how would you feel about, let's say, during the BLM protest, if someone were to pull up on an officer? Would you be able to use that same logic of I put myself in that situation?
I was actually thinking earlier when you were talking about the difference between what happened yesterday and the BLM protests. The difference is a lot of black folks go out there knowing that today there's a potential that I could die. I'm going to put my life on the line for a bigger cause. Those Trump supporters,
what was the cause?
Like you said, I'm going to keep it a little more filtered, but fuck law enforcement, because I would have let that motherfucker ring off. You come into the White House. You coming into the White House, the most prestigious fortress in the United States of America that was also built by slaves. This is where our cabinet is. This is where our representatives are. This is where some of the most important leaders in this country are, in the middle of a fucking Wednesday. That, man, look.
Let's be honest too, Willie. The representatives and senators that were in there were scared for their lives. They said they were shaking. Where was the protection for them?
Right. And another
come on, man.
That's why she got shot.
No, that's literally why she got. Have you guys seen the video?
She got shot. She was trying to get in. She was trying to get into that room, and they shot her.
They popped her.
I think rightfully so, because her privilege was just popping out,
ringing off.
Your stupid ass outside of that building first and foremost, and you won't get shot. You're trying to breach. You're trying to breach in as they're trying to legitimize the election that you've been saying has been fraud this whole time. Eat this L.
Right.
Go to
just to even paint the scene for our listeners, guys. Let's paint the scene really quick. This is the Capitol building of the United frickin' States. There are active sitting senators in a building. People are bum rushing it. You get inside of the Capitol building because I guess God loved you for 5 minutes and then he stopped later, but we'll get to that part. So then you keep going in. You're literally ransacking the place. So now the staff, which includes Secret Service, et cetera, they have to make sure these senators get out of this building safe. There's news people in there. There's so many important people. There might even be ambassadors in that building. And they literally have to keep these people safe. So you're already in the Capitol. You dodged the snipers, dodged whatever the heck. You're in the building. You come to a door, which is, if you guys have seen the video, it's a glass door. It's shut. There are literally chairs behind the glass door in the Capitol building. The dude is in the back saying, get off the glass, get out, get out. And if you watch the video, the lady, she's like standing on something. I'm presuming she's probably about to get over that barricade somehow. And if you look through the glass, there's like 2 or 3 people back there wearing suits. They weren't built for this today. They didn't know this was going to happen today. They're wearing freaking suits, right? So they're staring 100 crazy white people in the face, okay? They're staring a whole Taylor Swift concert in the face. They don't know what to do. She's about to jump over the thing, and then she gets shot. And I think he only shot once, if I remember right.
Yeah,
he only shot once. It's unfortunate that she got hit, in a very unfortunate spot, right? But that's what happens when God hates you. And she falls over and she passes away. Now, I'm just saying, to me, that is honestly completely
on you.
Different. Yeah, it's completely different.
It's on you. Didn't nobody ask you to go to that building? Yeah. No one told you. We were all at home. We were.
Yeah, that's also the thing you have to realize is that a lot of these protests for Black Lives Matter took place in the streets. Right? They were marches. They weren't any designated. I mean, there were designated spots where we would convene and we would probably have a speaker or something, a bunch of speakers. Then we would keep it pushing and move on to the next one. It wasn't we're going to the Capitol building and we're trying to get in and we're trying to wreak havoc and we're trying to stop this process, this American process that literally keeps democracy and fortifies what we hold to be so sacred in this country since 1776. And you claim yourself to be a patriot and you're going to go and try and stop this. You kind of, you know what you're getting. You know what you're going in there for. And don't be surprised when you get a slug in your neck for it.
Right.
Because
Josh, I got a question for you, bro. What do you say to the people in regards to protests that say that protesting doesn't matter? Like, I want you to describe both scenarios for like what happened on Wednesday and the Black Lives Matter protests that were going on. Can you kind of describe to people or the question I'm asking is why these protests matter, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I think protests matter because they reveal America, the real America, to people that don't see it. Protest, the entire point is to interrupt common society and force their hand. If you are going to ignore us because your life is convenient, we are going to make your life inconvenient so you can actually hear us, right? Martin Luther King put it the best. This isn't the exact quote, but essentially the thing about protest is that you got to win over people's hearts and minds first, right? You have to literally put in front of them the issues that are important to you to hopefully make that an issue like for them, right? So I guess the protest today, or the protest, like the Capitol protest, to them, to that minority of people, the silent majority, whatever the heck Fox News calls them, they believe that they have a plight. They believe that they have an issue that mainstream America, your Ohios, your Wisconsins, don't give a shit about. And they were right. We don't give a shit that Donald Trump lost. And I think that's why we're kind of in this situation right now.
It most definitely shows the rest of the world things that they wouldn't usually see about America. Maybe that's not what they were going for, but it showed what the underbelly of this Trump regime
showed the stupid side.
Yeah, it shows what his base is, who he's talking to. That's what it showed for sure.
Do you guys believe that there's a right and wrong way to protest?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a right and wrong way to protest. I think there's a right and wrong reason to protest. Like, for
Okay.
instance, if black people after Jim Crow did the same thing, marched on the Capitol Hill, it would have been totally justified in my mind. Like, why wouldn't you? Literally,
Yeah.
there are laws in place that are keeping you oppressed. I'm going to the freaking lawmakers. As a matter of fact, even the same justification people were using over the summer for demonizing BLM, talking about, why don't you, if you have an issue with the police and the lawmakers, why don't you go there? Why are you messing with like businesses, whatever, right? Like, there are even people that are against certain protests. When they talk about ways to protest, they're always very nitpicky. They're
Mhm.
always very like, they'll nitpick the way you protest because they don't like the reason you're protesting. Okay, we talk about right and wrong ways. What was wrong about the way Colin Kaepernick protested? Absolutely nothing, but they found a way, not because of the way he was doing it, but because they didn't like why he was protesting. And I think,
Josh, real quick. I kind of feel like a small disagreement with
go for
that
it.
point about Colin Kaepernick. Honestly, people who live in America, mostly white people,
Mhm.
literally were saying, how can you disrespect our flag? Like, there's people that are fighting for us over, our troops are fighting for us. Like, you should stand up for the flag, as a sign of respect to, I think, the troops and just the country itself. But when I'm not getting respect in this country, when I see people that look like me not getting respect in this country, why would I respect it? If I'm not getting respect, why
Right,
would I respect you? It's just common sense. Like,
right,
why would I respect someone that doesn't respect me? Like,
right.
like some of y'all wanna, some of you guys wanna just come out and say that you just don't fuck with us, bro. And if I can go my way, you can go your way. Just tell me you don't fuck with me. Don't say hi to me because I can do something for you. Just say you don't fuck with me, bro. Because he explained to you why he was doing it, and y'all still were mad. But I didn't. A lot of y'all were quiet yesterday. I didn't hear nothing from the motherfuckers that were like, "You should respect our president." I didn't hear nothing from y'all. All I saw
Right.
was
Right.
selfies. Bum
The
ass
same
niggas.
the same people that complained about Colin Kaepernick's methods of protesting were the same ones that we watched take down the American flag from that building and put up a Donald Trump flag instead.
Yeah.
You know,
And if you think about the right and wrong way to do protesting, going back to that point, we're in a transition of a president change. Do you know how much delegating could have been happening in the middle of a Wednesday? 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday. Like you said earlier, Josh, ambassadors could have been in there. And y'all want to fucking storm the White House? We could have lost out on resources that could help impoverished people in our company or in our country, not company. I'm thinking like Donald Trump. But either way, there were incentives. Whatever was going on in the White House could have helped us out, but they just disrupted all of that shit.
You
they,
know
they
what's crazy,
they
Will?
simply don't care.
You know what's crazy? Congress adjourned the next day. Like, they're done until Biden comes in.
Yeah.
Congress is completely done. They're done. And how crazy. Imagine seeing that happen. And this is kind of like a different topic. But imagine seeing that happen at the Capitol and our leaders' first response is, time for a break. I gotta go home
Right.
for weeks. Isn't that disgusting?
Yep.
So it kind of leads me to this, OP. Like, where do you it happened, right? Like, we all saw it, whole world saw it, we all had egg on our face. Where would you where do you want to go from here? What kind of thing would you want to see after this?
Where do I want to go from here? It's funny you say that because I actually pulled up one of his tweets, Trump's tweets after this.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote, "These are the things and events that happen when a sacred and landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots who have been badly, unfairly treated for so long." He says, "These are the things." He says, "These are the things that happen," right? Like that is the one of the most insidious and scariest things that the leader of the free world can say after he saw that
Wait, he just
travesty
tweeted
of a
this?
protest. He tweeted that after he tweeted yesterday. He tweeted that after because he's not allowed on Twitter anymore,
Not
or he's not
anymore.
allowed to tweet anymore. Yeah, but that's what he said after that. So when you ask where do I want to go, I want to get the fuck away from here. That's
Right.
where I want to go
You're
because
kind of
he
you're kind of like this, like, you don't agree with the whole system now. Like, are you talking about like you
Hell
can't wait for
no.
I don't
Donald
even know
Trump
if
to get out, or
it's the
you want to get
system.
out?
It's I want to get out. This is scary, man, because we've watched 4 years of this shit cook up and rear its ugly head yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's gone, that doesn't mean that they're gone. They're
Right.
gonna be in the shadows, cooking some, like I was saying earlier, they're gonna be in the shadows, grooming someone much better and much more eloquent and much more smooth and can deliver on a big stage to do way more damage. And that's not something that I want to be around for, man.
Our
That's
democracy
scary.
was already flawed before yesterday, but that same democracy is bringing violence to the surface. And I can see why anybody would want to get the fuck away from here.
Yeah. Dude, we have to realize that almost half of America voted for this guy this past election. It's not like he was close to he was a landslide loss. A lot of people still rock with this guy. A lot of people still rock with his rhetoric. A lot of people are going to rock with whoever comes next. I don't
Everything in
want to be
America
around
is
for that.
50-50. Everything in America is 50-50. As crazy as we thought Donald Trump was, 50% of people still voted for him. And I was watching CNN the other day, and I was actually watching CNN while it was happening, and CNN was interviewing some CIA guy, and he brought up a really crazy point. I think the person asked him, like, what kind of opinion do you think people would have of this abroad? And he said, people that are in authoritarian regimes like the North Koreas, the Chinas, etc., even like a lot of places in the Middle East, they are going to use this footage essentially as propaganda. They're going to say, okay, you guys want democracy? Well, this is what democracy gets you. Look at what these crazy people are doing. Look at what the people on the left are probably going to use shit from BLM stuff. People on the right, they're probably going to use stuff from the Capitol. And they're going to say, this is what, if you guys didn't have a strong leader like us that keeps all this other bullshit down, this is what could happen if we allowed democracy to happen here.
It's funny you say that, because I was speaking to someone that was living in Russia during the BLM protests, and I asked, I was like, well, what are they saying on the news over there about what's going on? Because they didn't really know what was what, and they were saying that basically it was, you see what too much freedom gives you. It's like, over here we don't have these issues. Too much freedom gives you that. Be grateful for what we have. Right. But I mean, protesters in Russia, there's no such thing, because you do that, you disappear. You go missing forever. You go to the gulag. You're not around
for real. Go to the gulag.
No war zone. You are in the gulag.
You are part of
your freedom.
You are part of the old Joseph Stalin regime. Straight like that.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. Seriously though.
But yeah,
so
no, absolutely though.
Like what kind of, like I was saying, like it happened. Like we're recording this on a Thursday. Like it happened, but I feel like something has to happen, right? Like there has to be some sort of change. What kind of change would you at least want to see, or even not even just legislative, but just in people in general?
I want to see people calling shit for what it is and not nitpicking shit. I want people to say this is wrong. We see it. Now let's do something about it as one. Our generation right now, bro. Our generation can be the change. Really just call shit for what it is. Call this cap for what it is and really just come together and stop playing. This is the time. Like I said before, this is the time right now, bro, to unite as one. Black, white, Hispanic, Muslim, everyone, bro. This is the time. I have friends that are of all races.
If the government does not address what happened yesterday, that threshold for peaceful protests is going to go down. The U.S. is already, divided, so to say. If something was to happen in the future to where another black man dies unjustly, there's going to be some folks that's going to get a little more violent because we've seen it. Yesterday set the tone for that. If the government does not address this, they have to, or it's going to be a slippery slope from here on out.
And I agree with that, Will. Like, honestly, B, when you brought up like unity and stuff, I hate to say that I disagree, but I kind of do just a little bit, man. Like, I get that, like, we got to bring everyone together. But again, like,
Shut us out, because I didn't even get to finish my point. But what I was saying was to the people, like, if you don't align yourself with what happened yesterday, come on, like, we gotta band together against that bullshit. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Okay.
That is what we need to do. And what I meant by that was, I'm not talking about like, oh, like let's like find some common ground with these people. There's no common ground. There's no common ground with those people at Capitol Hill. There's no common ground with those people that did what they did yesterday. You saw that shit. If you weren't scared or just disgusted or just felt like we were being disgraced as citizens, then you're not really an American, man. Because what we saw yesterday was a disgrace. Children don't even act like that. You feel me? Like, that shit was a disgrace. So all I'm saying is, yo, no matter if you're Hispanic, black, white, Muslim, whatever, You can be green, nigga. I don't care. We need that unity now more than ever, bro, because these people that did that shit are trying to bring us back to the 30s and 40s, 50s and 60s. They're trying to bring us back to that oppression bullshit. No. We gotta really cut that shit out.
And I don't want to sound like the doctor of doom and gloom, but this this is like when you ask like where do we go from here?
Boom.
When you ask where we're going from here, I just want people to realize that this is the first wave. You know, this is the first wave. They don't imaginarily just disappear. They don't just go away once this is over. This is the first wave. So be prepared in whatever way you can be for even more bullshit to come in the coming years, because this shit takes a while to die out. So
yeah, man.
I mean, even speaking of dying out, yo, like, I guess what I would want to see in the future, yo, like, it's 2021, okay? Democrats have the House, they have the Senate, and they have the presidency, okay?
Yeah.
Trump is on his way out. So, honestly, I'm no longer even going to blame Republicans for this kind of BS. This is on the laps of moderates and liberals, because we are in power right now, okay? I could go way back. I could go back to the Confederacy, where instead of killing racism and killing all this ignorance, we tried to find a middle ground with a lot of these people, right? And I think what we're seeing now is that there's simply some people. I'm not talking about all Republicans. I'm not talking about everybody on the right, but there are some people that there really isn't a middle ground
At all.
find, right?
At all.
And when you let the embers of like hate remain, all it needs is a little bit of shelter and some wind. And next thing you know, you have a fire. And I'm telling you guys right now, we can no longer be that shelter. We can no longer be that shelter that keeps hate okay because we kind of respect their opinion. I don't want to do all that, because all it takes is a wind like Donald Trump for these people to flare up, for these people to go off, and for these people to turn that flame into literally trying to burn down the Capitol of the United States. So the change I want to see is, I want to see people, when we see shit like this, whether it's, you know, the liberals that work at Twitter, the people that work at Facebook, we should have blocked it. I know he's the president, I get that, but when he wasn't the president, we should have been blocking him a long time ago. Yeah, like we this kind of stuff, it's hate speech.
Hey, before we go,
wrong reasons.
Hey, before we go, someone told that coon ass nigga to get a haircut. The one that nigga that was screaming BLM, fuck BLM, get a haircut, you bum ass. That little army haircut, head ass boy. You look like you got cut by Stevie Wonder, nigga. Cut that shit cut, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Like I said, white moms,
man.
Coon. That boy looked like, I want to join this frat really bad, face ass. Nigga, get your ass up out of here, nigga.
Hey guys, want to see my woe? Hey.
Oh my god, dude.
Nigga training for the Marines and shit.
That nigga be hitting the Soldier Boy extra hard at the white bars. Yo! Neck ass, ugly ass nigga. Fuck out of here.
Thanks, guys, for joining us on this emergency Elephant in the Room podcast.
BNN.
Everybody, for listening to us. This has been the Elephant in the Room.
Y'all have a blessed one.
The money is counted, these niggas, they doubted, these diamonds is shouting.